Year everybody, this is the first vlog I've done of this year and I thought we'd kick off with a plot tour. So let's go and have a look at what is going on around the garden. It's a lovely sunny day today, but it is a bit cold. But the rhubarb has started to poke its head up. Got some over there in the corner as well, and there's another one there. The rest of this is well, it is coming to life because there are buds on this currant. There's buds there on the black currant, but nothing else, which is good for this time of year anyway. And then if I gently pan around, come to this bed, my Swiss chard here, that's doing well because it's been transplanted a few times, so I'm pleased with that. And the spring onions there are doing well too. These carrots, they are looking a bit worse for wear, and I'm not sure there's that much bottom growth under there, but we might have a couple of carrots from there. This patch here, that's not doing very well with the spring onions. More carrots here. My Welsh onions, I'm sure that's what they're called, yeah, Welsh onions, perpetual onions, they are doing well there. And I got some Swiss chard there. And at the back, this is all perennial flowers, so that looks like it's doing well too. No advancement with my trailer bed here that I was going to put make into kind of like a greenhouse, but down here my shallots are not doing too badly. They are holding on in there. And then this bed here, this top bed, I have just planted up today with some baby spinach there. Then this spinach has been going for about a month here. Then new lettuce here, this is Marvel of Four Seasons along here. And then that's little gem there. This is corn salad. This is radicchio, which I don't like very much, but my husband quite likes it. And then this is more winter gem. And then at the top here are some mustard. So I've got some of those tunnels to go over the top, the fleece tunnels. I got one here and one in this bag, so they will go on there just to cover them for the winter. I got some parsley growing well there. That's doing very well. This is all one plant, and this is all the other plant, so that's good. My lemongrass I've just abandoned. I need to do something with that. And then if we come to the greenhouse, I've got my onions here, my multi-sown overwintered onions. They're doing okay. I haven't long transplanted them, so they're not looking at their best. And then over here I got some spare corn salad and some spare spinach. So I got 4 plants of each, or 5 plants of the corn salad. So I will just pop these into a pot, similarly to this parsley there, and I'll just grow it on in my big greenhouse. So I got the parsley there, and these are Chinese cabbage, but there's not much growth on them. Then I got my cut and come again salad here, which I haven't taken anything from. I got some rocket growing in there, which is meant to be cut and come again too. And then more of the parsley. And then down here I got carrots, and these carrots are ready to be picked. And similarly, those carrots are ready for picking too. So we're in the back garden now, and there are a few bits and bobs still growing, but not a huge amount. I think there'll be enough to see us through though. if I just show you the garlic in this bed here, that's all come up because I planted 9 stations and there are 9 garlic there, but that did take a while to come through. There's nothing in these long beds here, but in those pots there, those are oca, so I'll probably unearth them as the weeks go on. In that tub there's Jerusalem artichokes. There's nothing in this big patch here. The back garden is in shade for most of the winter, so I don't grow that much in here because not much grows. I got 5 celeriac left there. They're not bad size. And then I've got a couple of cabbage. Again, some are a bit better than others. That one is looking good. This one really hasn't hearted up, but the leaves will be good. And this one has hearted up, but how dirty it is, I don't know, because it's looking quite mucky. And then my purple cabbage, again, there's a tiny sort of little heart on the go, and this one will just be for leaves. And this one, well, this one is a bit of a mess, but there'll probably be some leaves we can eat from there. And then the kale is doing well, it's doing okay. There's a few little leaves that have been eaten by caterpillar because I've only just taken the cage off this today, so it's not been birds or anything, but there's still some caterpillars around because when I was clearing the ground earlier there was some green ones, but I'm concentrating on this one because it had flopped over onto the floor and it started to grow towards the light. Well, now I've stood it back up, it's on a bit of an angle, but that will right itself over time. I was quite tempted to just leave it sprawled on the floor, but I thought, oh, it might stand a better chance being upright. And then here is my overwintering garlic. That's looking good. I think this variety is Marco, and the other variety, the 9 stations I showed you earlier, is Germador. Then my overwintering broad beans are doing well. This section up here is going to be for beans, and this section from here onwards really is for green manure really, and to pick the tops of the broad beans for greens in the winter. And then over here I've got some more garlic at the back there, and in the front here I did plant some shallots. There's 4 shallots in there somewhere, but they haven't come through, so whether they are going to, I don't know. There is one here, this one here. I pull it, it doesn't come out, so there's some root going on, but there's just nothing green shot up from it yet. Nothing going on in this bed here yet. These are Desiree potatoes. They still got potatoes in them that I need to unearth. These bags here are spent potato compost, which I'll be putting on my asparagus patch at the front. And then these shallots here are doing really well. There's some really amazing green growth on these, which is really nice to look out the window and see. And then my Swiss chard is, well, that's looking a bit eaten by something as well. There's something eating these leaves, but the majority of these I pick and give to the chickens anyway, because they love a bit of green and they love a bit of weeds. Have weeded, and they've I can show you now actually. They've got the weeds in there and they are nom-nomming nicely there. And then what else have I got to show you? Oh, my peas here. These are looking a bit sorry for themselves. The last time I did a vlog, these were looking really good, but I've got a mole and the mole seems to like this area because there's loads of mole hills there, so that isn't great. There's not an awful lot I can do about that. And here there's potatoes in this bucket, or pot rather, and there's potatoes in all the ones that have got the green growing essentially. These ones need to be emptied onto my asparagus patch at the front. And then we move on to the sprouts. These are looking good. They have grown a fair amount since I last showed them. The sprouts themselves, I mean, have grown. And there's some good ones in amongst them. But then there's some not so good ones there. They look a bit worse for wear. But they're alright once you strip the black leaves off. It's just whether you can be bothered, because you just get left with like a pea-size sprout then. But it's still some food for this time of year. And I just need to do some weeding in this area here. And then in this greenhouse, you will have seen me plant out these lettuces. I think I planted them on Christmas Eve. I'm sure it was Christmas Eve. And they are growing very slowly but surely. They are definitely growing, and we can get a small harvest off them now. It will be a small harvest, probably enough for, a meal or so, but that's something. And the pak choi is doing well down here. Similarly, if I took 2 leaves off each one, then we'd probably have some pak choi to go in a stir fry. And then, these are all weeds. I need to empty the pots. I got my pelargonium, which still has a bit of a flower on there. And then these are my overwintering carrots in pots. Not much is happening with them, but once the heat's up they should be good. Oregano in that pot, parsley in this pot, and these two are growing slowly. There wasn't as much green on this oregano when I brought it in from outside, so that's good. Another oregano and another pelargonium, and then in here are some mizuna, which I think I planted last week possibly. And they are just establishing themselves, so yeah, they're doing all right, I suppose. And these are flowers, and I can't think what they are called. They're very pretty. I shall put it on screen when I remember. Bit of a mess to tidy up here, and then just out on, I always forget this border really, unless the tayberries are in season, and then I can show you them, but I do need to cut away the dead last year's tayberries and tie in this year's tayberries, so that'll be a job I need to do quite soon, because it's looking a bit of a mess now. So that's it for what's going on around the plot at the moment. I'm quite pleased with what is growing. What is growing seems to be very green and slowly putting on growth, which is great for this time of year. And we are still having food from the garden, which is always what you want, isn't it? So that is it from me for today. Next time I will probably be building a shelf, I expect, or doing some tidying. Or maybe I'll be unearthing my potatoes. But I'm not doing a potato reveal because that never works out well for me. If anyone of you has been watching my recent potato reveals, you know exactly what I mean. So thank you for watching, liking, commenting and subscribing if you have done so. And I hope you're all having a great start to this new year. And let's hope this new year is better than the last 2 years. All I can say about my plot tour today is lovely job.